Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Amina, aka palmwinepapi. Welcome back again to the channel. If you're new, definitely like, share, subscribe. Check out the rest of the content here. We do a bunch of album reviews, reactions to Afropop, Afrobeats, everything great in Nigerian music as well. So today is a special one. We have Ayra Starr making a debut album, 19 and Dangerous. Ayra Starr, an amazing artist that got announced by Maven Records earlier on this year, put out a debut EP, self-titled. An amazing EP, still one of my favorite listens this year. Go check out my review if you haven't. We had an amazing time listening to that EP, and I honestly thought that this artist is very well primed to be a superstar. Since the release of the EP, she dropped a couple visuals, amazing visuals by the way, for Away, for Sari, and I think one for DITR. I haven't actually caught wind to that one. But she has had appearances as well. She has had performances in other places. So the visibility has been there. I was honestly not expecting an LP this year. I wasn't expecting an album this year. It took me by surprise when this was announced. Not to say that she needed anticipation going into this, but anticipation for an album does help. It does actually give you an upper hand in some sense. It puts more eyeballs on your work. But nonetheless, still Maven's, without anticipation, they have the product. I'm sure they can market the hell out of it. The bag is heavy, so it's not as crucial for them, you know. And I'm excited, man. Ayra Starr's sound ranges from very strong R&B and soul to everything under Afropop or Afrofusion umbrella. She could be dynamic like that. She released a new song called Bloody Samaritan, which I didn't actually hear going into this, but we get to experience the entire album in one listen. And just a disclaimer, this is my first listen, and this is obviously my opinion. I don't need to say it every time, but obviously this is just my opinion. I would love to hear what you guys think about the album. Leave it in the comment section. Alright, let's get right into it. Ayra Starr, let's go. First track, this one's called Cast Gen Z Anthem. Let's go.
Life is not problematical.
Open your life, open your counter, sip from your bottle and vibe. No they dull, no my guy. Blessings no go pass me by.
The beat is picking up. I thought it was a ballad at first.
Trust me, I'm gonna live. If I got there, I trust, yeah.
Okay.
Anything we want, suck on these nuts if you ain't approval.
Okay.
I've cared for too long.
Suck on what?
If I got there, I trust, yeah. Alright.
Interesting record. Obviously, it's opening it with a very strong narrative. I think this is to dictate the narrative of the album. The album is called 19 and Dangerous. So that dangerous aspect is supposed to be, I'm living a carefree life. I'm not caring what you have to say, or I'm not living my life in any form of limitations. I heard life has no limitations, but the one you make. Okay, that's interesting. That was an interesting line. She said that in that second verse, and hitting those mad falsettos. And the chorus goes, if I cast, then I cast, which is basically slang for it is what it is. Drake said it best, you know, niggas caught me sleeping once, okay, so what, you know? Like, it's that kind of Steve's, that kind of attitude and mindset that she's taking it on. Yes, you can live life carefree, but I still think you need to surround yourself with very trusted minds and trusted people around you that keep you accountable. So it's important to know that there's some limitations in life. There has to be some limitations in life. There has to be some check and balance, because if there were literally no limitations, it would be like the Purge. Everyone would be killing people, stealing from anybody. It's just having the right people around you for accountability, and that's where I'll look at life. But yes, that's a very strong way to dictate the narrative of the album. I really like that it was message driven, or supposed to dictate, hey, this is the tone of the album, this is where I'm calling for, this is the message I'm trying to send out. Second track, Fashion Killer, let's go.
I didn't fit it, but I rock it like a baby in a coat. I put the water in the ocean in the city.
Nah, let's run that back. Nah, that intro was mad.
I didn't fit it, but I rock it like a baby in a coat. I put the water in the ocean in the city that I'm from.
Okay.
Like the room in the dark, cause my blink is a torch.
Okay. Hey, flex.
Oh, I'm a fashion killer, yeah. I got much to deliver, yeah. When I pass your shiver,
hey.
And my ass got thicker.
She said what? She Ask her what? Yo, this is insane. This is insane. Okay, I'm liking the energy on this. For some reason, it reminded me of the cadence on Godly. I don't know, the pace at which it was flowing. It reminded me of Godly immediately. I don't know why.
I'm a fashion killer. Yeah. I got much to deliver. Yeah. When I pass you, shiver. Yeah. And my ass got thicker. Yeah.
Okay, interesting song. This song was kind of a roller coaster in a way. I mean, it started off very strong. Amazing drop. A huge fan of the drop. Got into the first verse. That verse was killer. Okay, the way she opened up was insane. Talking about how she lights the room in the dark because her bling is a torch. I'm like, there was next level like flex on this, and I was like, okay, this is about to be hard. And then we get into the chorus. I'm feeling the chorus a bit, like I can hear from the fact that I say ask her thicker, yeah, and I'm like, obviously, yeah, this song is totally geared towards a target audience, which is definitely the female crowd that would relate to a lot of what she sings about. From a production standpoint, I would have loved a smoother transition from the verse to the hook. I didn't think the hook stood out as much as it should have. Although I think the songwriting here was freaking brilliant. Very vivid descriptions that she painted in the verses. But it wasn't a terrible listen. I just felt it got bland at some point. The intro was the best part for me, but it got bland at some point, man. But we get into the next one. This is called Lonely. Those trumpets. Nah, the backing on the oh na na, that's dope. That's dope. Okay, the album hasn't really gotten as electric, as captivating as it ought to be by now. I'm supposed to be having a song that has such a strong hook that I'm super leaning into. So far, I haven't gotten that reaction out of the two songs so far, because I think the album starts from track 2 in my instance. Because I think track 1 is a very strong intro that was concise, that was straight to the point, and it did its thing. But after that, it should be a strong follow-up, which I thought wasn't. Leading into track 3, the tone of the album is starting to sound a little bit flat. Next track is Snitch featuring, I don't want to butcher the name, so I'll say Foushee.
We connect past Magneto, but you keep me locked up incognito.
Okay.
Fuck with me.
Okay, hip hop.
Run for life, I'm a bit crazy. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Personality, I love it.
I'm telling you.
Oh, this is sick. Ooh. Hey. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. This is the bag I want to see. This is the energy I'm about. Like, let's go. Oh, I know this voice. She did the song that went viral. It's called Deep End. I recognized her voice. I was like, I've seen that name somewhere.
Could be savage, I am no photo. You got options, I got a bolo. Call me crazy, maybe a photo.
Awesome. I love that they've changed the tone of the album a little bit. Having a distinct moment here with the feature of Foushee I think she's from LA. She definitely brought that atmosphere here. Gave a little bit of trap soul kind of vibe. I loved. There was definitely much more conviction here. The production was neat. That definitely picked up the album a little bit, you know. Next track we got Toxic. Let's go.
Why did you make me to do it?
Yes.
Why did you make me to lose it?
Let's go.
In the past that's sad, but truthfully, oh sadly.
Okay. Pain.
Why did you make me to leave? Pop a Molly in a cup and sit.
Okay. Hey, look, one thing I can say so far is she's actually pushing the needle. That's one thing you can say for sure. For a 19 and dangerous narrative, it makes sense. It's sounding very audacious for a 19-year-old, and I'm loving it, man. Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love the electronic harmonies there. I love that shit so much. But usually hear it in like Western pop music, and I love it. I love that effect. And she's killing it, man. She's killing it with that.
Love somebody that would hurt me.
Oh,
In the
yes.
past that's sad, but truthfully, I died when he left me.
Oh.
Sadly, in my eyes always handy.
Woo.
I've been drowning my sorrows in a bottle.
Oh, I'm drowning my sorrows in a bottle. Drowning my sorrows in the bottle. Smoking very much since she left me. Oh, who hurt you, man? Definitely changing the narrative. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that the music is moving to this direction where it's supposed to be pushing the boundaries or what's seen as acceptable within the Nigerian music context. Yes, definitely very strong, assertive lyrics, you know, very strong, audacious lyrics here, man. Making zany references, talking about she's drowning the sorrows in the bottle. The song opens up with this very dark atmosphere, you know, the production of it, those synths in the beginning were like, okay, they were setting you up for something very toxic-ish, and it got right into the pocket, man. And that drop hit in, very hip-hop bounce to it, and then we got into such a strong hook. Honestly, this is my favorite hook so far. That electronic harmony thing there was so brilliantly done. Shout out to whoever produced this one, because this was it. Toxic. Don Jazzy. This was Don Jazzy. Okay, Don Baba. So far so good. I've loved this last two tracks, Snitch and Toxic. And one thing you notice from those two records, more hip-hop and R&B sounding records there. And I loved it. I loved that blend. I loved the narrative. I loved the pen game. Again, I can't stress it enough. Her writing is brilliant, man. It's so good. And the emotions behind the delivery on the song was definitely met. You can definitely feel the pain and hurt from the standpoint that the song is talking about. She's talking about being left from a toxic relationship that she actually wants to go back to, and that's how toxic relationships are. You know, you actually want to go back to them. And also the idea that she was self-medicating with Xanax and alcohol. These are themes that you wouldn't necessarily be seeing from a Nigerian artist. These are like narratives we don't necessarily see people tackle to this extent. You know what I mean? Talking about the self-medication aspect of things. I'm like, wow, she went there. She really did go there. And to have that on the chorus again is like, wow, okay, that's really like ballsy of a move, you know? She's preparing herself for a global audience, and this is a song that I feel would very much work in that line. And I love the production in this. Don Jazzy killed it. Next track we have In Between. I knew she had to bring her French. Just read back to game. Me too, I'm tired. Oh, I love this. Yes, a ballad. Let's go. Wow, beautiful song. You can easily get lost in that. That was such a beautiful record. The pace of it alone, like a strong ballad, definitely a strong flex of her vocal dexterity, man. This is what we knew her from a song like Sari, a song like DITR. She's obviously such a strong vocalist, and I think obviously making a strong case to be one of the best in the country right now. And I don't even think that's an exaggeration. This one got me. I was honestly like closed my eyes, got lost in the song. The song is powerful. It has this very overwhelming feeling to it that makes you feel like you're drowning into something. Like it makes you feel like you're about to get lost into it. And I honestly drowned into the song. And it's funny because she was actually narrating something of that kind of imagery in her song. She was actually saying, oh, I forgot that I can swim. Why did I get myself into this mess? Because I'm drowning. And you can definitely feel like the atmosphere just had that effect on you, you know? And it was beautifully done. And it's kind of sensitive and dark in a way because it touches on mental health. The second verse, man. The second verse was deep. Bar where she goes, one more step, I'm falling down. 2 more steps, I'm on the ground. 3 more times, then I held you right with me. From this, I'm getting the idea that this was her dealing with the loss of a loved one. It kind of reminded me of Tiwa's
all of me.
Yo, this record is deep, man. This record is deep, basically. And she's talking about how she's in between both sides of life. Yeah, this song is a lot. This song is a lot. I like to honestly understand what she meant by the song, because I'm seeing it from two different angles. I'm seeing it from two different angles that are very, very sensitive. I don't even know if I have the capacity to even talk about them. I don't think I have the wealth of knowledge in those areas to even talk about them with the sensitivity that it needs and deserves. It's a deep song. It's a very deep song, and I don't want to say the things that I think the song is talking about, because it's not something that I would like to put out there. And YouTube, of course, it's very, very picky on those things too. So I would love to hear what she thinks about this particular song, or what this song was actually meant for. Because I see it in a couple layers, man. I see the song in a couple layers, and I'm intrigued as to what she thinks. But anyway, now we're getting to BEGGIE. This name already makes me laugh, man. I hope it actually changes the tone a bit, because In Between was quite dark and depressing. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very deep song, but I'm gonna hope for something brighter on this one. BEGGIE, let's go. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful song right there. Okay, I think that's my favorite so far. I actually think that's my favorite so far, guys. We found it. We found it. No. Okay, first off, from In Between down to this, a beautiful transition. Okay, actually changing the pace a little bit, because in between give us a funk of a feeling. It gave us it was a depressing song. It was a darker song. And then we're leading to something that we can hear got a lot more colorful in a way. You can hear the riff of the guitar, just very strong, very nice and simple, giving it this singer-songwriter feeling to it, you know. She opens up with, oh man, some of the most beautiful deliveries on this, man. And the pre-chorus into the chorus, ewo, kilo deo, that part was catchy as hell. I felt like that was a strong point to transition into the hook, and how that the transitioning is so important, man. And that's what gets me. That's what makes me feel, okay, yeah, this is the part where you're supposed to sing along. This is the part where the song is supposed to get to you, and it did just that. And then we get into the beautiful, beautiful chorus, man. She said, "She the way they beg you, she Bambi Alamo Jenny." And if you guys don't know Bambi Ala, I'm speaking to most of Nigerians, but I guess to the non-Nigerians, Bambiala was, I don't know, Bambiala is basically a phrase used to describe beggars on the street, because I think they would sing Bambiala. There's a particular song that they sing, but that's where the name comes from. And then she's talking about how the person is fine, is a hot cake, and we get a bridge. We actually get a bridge on this song. We get a actual change in tone. And do you know what a bridge does? A bridge is so important because it gives the listener's ear a rest. It doesn't make the song feel so flat. It doesn't make the song feel so hook verse, and so one-dimensional. It gives another extra layer. It gives the listener some break, and it gives the listener's ear some break, you know. And I just loved how powerful that bridge was. It would have been nice if we had a change in key, like a modulation somewhere, but the bridge was still good. It had a change in melody, and then it got into the ewo kilo deo, and I was like, yes, this is it. I know say you be hot cake, 100 yards, husband material. I love that. That was so clever, man. And I don't even know if she has writers. It would be fine if she has writers, but if she's the one writing the songs, props to her, man. Props to her. I might need to check for credits, but the writing has been brilliant, man. I don't know whoever is looking over the writing, for a 19-year-old artist, this is quite it. This is honestly, we're starting to see a prodigy. Honestly, we're trying to see a prodigy. Next track, Karma. Let's go.
Making up be like say I just the thought. You want the farm hard guy when you know what's up.
Okay.
Just because you're a guy you don't think it's wrong. Now you know how I felt with all your scum. Bad guy,
Hey.
bad guy. If karma, you're such a good lover. You're such a good lover. Always there to hold me.
Okay, that was Karma. Interesting record. She's basically saying you did me wrong. I just can't wait to see you fall on your face. She wants the bask for the boats, basically, and she loves the idea that the other person is getting hurt, which is like kind of dark and twisted in a way. But I see where it's coming from though. I see her angle because she's dealing with all of this scums in this case, because she said the guy is a scum, right? But as for the sonics of the song, I don't think it was as interesting. I don't think it was eventful. She had a bridge that was kind of short that left me wanting more, because she kind of teased it. She teased a massive run that I was expecting to hear, but she didn't end up hitting those like ungodly notes that she usually does in the first EP. But I think it was still an okay song, not as memorable, not as catchy. I think she's missing one strong element here, and I think it's call and response. I haven't had a song, or I didn't have a melody that has made me want to like engage with the song with her. I think she's kind of like, she's in this ballpark where she's just flexing her abilities, which is good, but I feel like she needs to draw me in. You know what I mean? She needs to draw the listener in at this point. She needs to draw us into the song. You know what I mean? Having melodies that feel like she can pass the mic to us in a concert. You know what I mean? Having something like that. And I don't think any of the hooks or choruses have had that so far. It's kind of missing that connection. And I won't say it's always necessary, but it definitely helps in sitting for a 30-minute album or so. It definitely helps to engage the listener. Next track is the one that got released before the album. This one's called Bloody Samaritan. I heard a lot of people make some Rema comparisons on this song. I still haven't heard the song.
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking dynamite.
Okay, strong shakers. You know what that means, and like a smooth intro. You know what that means already. She's leaning towards an Amapiano influence. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking it's the rawest of Amapiano so far, but those shakers are shaking, man.
Wise man said, follow the stars. Yeah, you shall find a piece of advice. If my pastor say I be my healer, everything I desire, I go to see my.
I can hear the Rema cadence, maybe.
Come on, go and sit down. I go just.
I don't think it's that strong.
I'm feeling vibes on vibes. I'm ticking dynamite. I blow your car.
Nothing kill my vibe. Hey, nothing kill my. Hey. Let's go.
I see you watching my story.
Okay, changing beat. Okay.
This bad bitch bad every day.
Okay.
Look at your face. Do you again your face?
Oh, I love the assertiveness here, man. The attitude, give them. Oh, I get to the sax solo. Let's go. Hey. Okay. I'm feeling vibes on vibes. That could have been a catchphrase that would have got you in. Again, to the Rema cadence, to the Rema comparisons. I see it. There's something there to be said. I don't think it's as foreign to say like the cadence that Rema has, or like you hear on the song like Woman or Lady, that kind of flow, that change in pace. The vibe, KILLA, Bloody Samaritan. Yeah, that flow, I guess you can see some Rema comparisons. Other than that, from that chorus, I don't see the Rema presence so heavy here. It still had her unique delivery and take on it. So I don't think it's that heavy of a Rema thing here. But I think she definitely killed it. But next track, BRIDGERTN. Let's go. I've never seen the show, by the way. But her fan base has, I'm sure.
Ayra.
Oh, this is dope. Hey, Ckay. Oh.
Like Da Vinci, I got Gucci.
Not the live drums. Not the live drums, man.
I'm the queen, bow down, got a body, my grills, my
Okay, tell him.
yeah, I'm lit like that. I got rich like that.
Ooh.
I wanna be me.
Hey. Nah, this is cool. This is dope. Man, this goes stupid hard, man. Say, bitch, I'm lit like that. You know what I mean? Tell him, Ayra.
Step on your toes with no apology.
Hey.
You got a lot of enemies.
I love this.
I'm a boss.
Wait. Those inflections that she did right there, bro. We can't just walk past those ones, man. Hey, go.
Ivy boots, step on your toes with no apologies. Come
on, man. Hey. Ariana Grande, where are you? You have 24 hours.
If you fuck up, then my God will come for you. I'm the queen.
Nah, this is dope. This is dope. Not the yodel. It says she sips tea. I'm crying, bro. Hey. What is this flute? What is this flute, bro? I'm the queen. Hey, look. Don't mess with Ayra, man. She said, I'm lit like that, you know? Bitch, I'm lit like that. Bro, don't mess with Ayra. Nah, this is next level. I'm the queen, bow down. I haven't seen Bridgerton, but I know it's a period piece. I think dated in like 1800s or something. And I'm sure they must have been like monarchy at that point. So I'm sure there was a queen somewhere. I'm sure that's what she was tapping into. Don't mess with her, man. And that's honestly what I've been getting from this album so far. She has pushed the limit, man. She has been like very daring and fearless with all the narratives that she has touched on. And that's the attitude of the album. That's the overwhelming statement the album is making. And this song falls right in line with that. You know what I mean? It gives you that braggadocio kind of flexing kind of mood, you know. That's what hip-hop really does usually. And I love when she gets in the hip-hop beats and the R&B and her jumps out. It sounds like a fun poppy record. It sounds very much like bubblegum rap, which can be like colorful and cherry and just to have fun. And I feel like that's the tone that she wanted, and she got it. And it feels very juvenile. It feels very innocent at the same time, but yet don't mess with me. I'm the queen. Bitch, I'm lit like that. You know what I mean? I sip tea like that. You know what I mean? Like, she was really about it. She was really, really about it. And I'm a huge fan of that song. Definitely one of my favorites, man. Definitely. Hands down one of my favorites on the album, man. Next track and last track, AMIN. Nah, I think she's going to go very vocal. Just from this, I'm going to predict she's going vocal with this one.
Ready to be happy, ready to be debt free, ready for the balling.
Okay, could have ended stronger, I'm not gonna lie. It seemed like a very unimaginative hook. It just seemed very quite bland and flat and not really not captivating basically. It didn't draw me in, and for an outro it needed to be like a nice way to roll the credits, and I don't think it was intentional. I just felt this was a song, just one of those songs. The very, very intentional intro needed a full circle moment on the outro end, and I don't think we got that. The song should have closed on the narrative of the album, what the albums is really stating. I think Bridgerton would have done just that, but even though sonic wise I don't think it's a strong way to see the album out. Obviously the narrative is about a prayer, basically is basically preparing your mind and getting ready for fame, getting ready for success. Are you prepared for success? Are you driven to get that success? And he's basically saying wish you peace, wish you comfort. And then it goes AMI or Oma Shell. It basically means it's going to happen, and it's basically a very vocal and traditional way of saying AMI. Basically, I think she's Yoruba. I think she is. She's Yoruba, and then she's obviously bringing that element here, which is strong, which is nice to see as well. But I don't think it's as captivating. But then again, I like the variety in narratives here, but it's still overall connected to her being free and fearless, and I think that's what the album really spoke about. And I think that was a strong opener to help us, the listeners, to understand what the album's narrative. So I like that the album has a narrative. I like that it has an agenda. It's making a statement. It's definitely going to stamp this era for her. This point in her career, she's still very much in the early days of her career. She has a lot more to offer. Between those hooks, between those choruses, amazing, brilliant verses, amazing, brilliant bridge on the song like BEGGIE. That was brilliant. I think that was a strong song, and the synergy that she got with Ckay, freaking solid delivery on those verses. I love the fearlessness about it. I love the 19 and dangerous aspect. I love the dangerous aspect of it. She pushed herself with bringing topics and bringing references like my ass is thicker, like talking about Zanny, talking about alcohol as well. I'm like, okay, like you're 19, like definitely hitting on spots that not a lot of 19-year-olds will come out to say publicly, but I like the fearlessness about it. I still think she's a brilliant singer. There's a very handful of strong vocalists, and I think she's already earned her name into that class. You know what I mean? That A-list level of Niniolas, the Tiwas, the Praise, the you know what I mean? She's in that class already. I thought the strongest production moment here was Toxic. Definitely a strong bounce there. I'm a huge fan of that song. And another strong production moment would be Bridgerton too. Like those 808s were hidden on those two records. I love that she took that hip hop route. I think hip hop was a big like angle on this. I never saw that coming. I think it was the overarching sound for this album, and I liked that it was cohesive for that. It was a very cohesive album regardless. Now down to my favorites. Bridgerton, BEGGIE, beautiful song. In Between, such a deep song. Lastly, Toxic, dope records. My least favorites would be, I'll say Lonely gave me almost nothing to talk about. AMIN was another one. And now for my final rating on my first listen, Ayra Starr, 19 and Dangerous.
Ayra.
Thank you so much for watching. I've been your boy Mano, aka palmwinepapi. More reviews coming up. Definitely subscribe. We're trying to get to 5K. Let's make that happen. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I've been your boy Mano, aka palmwinepapi. I'll see you guys at the next one. Peace.
Yeah, I'm lit like that. I got rich like that. I got my homies.